Welcome to the video, guys. We're going to look at the 2020 build of the Canon EOS-M, and I'm going to go through all of my parts which I use to build it, and I'll put links and everything in the description. Magic lantern on the Canon EOS-M. So you can see I've got my tiny EOS-M here. So as you know, the EOS-M is a fantastic camera. I mean, it does so much. It's a camera that records raw 1080p, anywhere up to 5K anamorphic. As you know, I like to stick in the 1080p region. I just find it a lot more helpful that way and a lot more solid. Basically, what can I say? That is pretty much all I use it for. I know some people are still using it for, you know, photos and stuff like that, but not for me. It's strictly about raw video when I can't be bothered to carry a big camera, or if I need to mount this on top of a car or do something crazy. And I've used this in a lot of jobs, man. A lot of crazy jobs I've used this in. And yeah, it's just been absolutely like a workhorse for me. So I just want to kind of go over this look a bit of my EOS-M, because you might have noticed that it looks a bit different, and I just want to explain why so far it looks like this. So look, you can see I've messed up that bit there, but the cage covers that bit, so don't worry. Pretend that's not there. You can see the C of the Canon. But anyway, we've got my EOS-M here. First thing you might have noticed, why have I got this number 2 here? Well, I actually have 3 cameras, and sometimes I use a camera 1, 2, and 3 setup. So if I have to say to my son or the person looking at the camera, camera 2, camera 1, they know which camera is which, okay? This little M sticker here, it's just from a little sticker that I got off some propellers, master air screw propellers, cut it out, stuck it on, and that is obviously an M for EOS-M. At the top, you can see I've got this mad little Manfrotto button. Now, just underneath that is an iOS home button. You know the ones, the iOS buttons you can stick on your iPhones? That's what's underneath that, a red one. So that's what that little red ring. Let me see if I can bring that into focus a bit more. Yeah, so that's got one of those stuck on, and then I had a little Manfrotto button which I just stuck on top of that. And it's just nice. I just like the extra reach of that, and it looks nice as well. And then on the back here, I've just got like a piece of a luminous yellow vinyl. And I don't know about you, but this button is so small, like sometimes I keep missing it. Even though I've been using it for such a long time now, I still find myself missing the button. I'm not sure about you guys, but for me, I keep missing the button, so I stuck that on there. And yeah, that just lets me know exactly where the button is. Or if I'm telling someone else to use it to record me, I can just say, yeah, press the record button, that's it, that's on the luminous sticker. So they know exactly where it is. So that's basically my EOS-M as it is there. The cage which I have is an M100 cage. So this is just a cage here. Let's take a closer look at that now. So this is the M100 cage. And this cage is probably the best cage which I've bought. It's normally got small wig written there, but I've covered that over in black because I don't want any like writing on there. So I covered it in black. And this cage is absolutely amazing, but there is a caveat to having this cage, that you have to actually get a drill to make it fit. Now, it's not a major hard mod, but I'm going to show you now how to do it anyway. But let's just run over the bits and pieces which I've got here. So as you notice, I've got a bit more carbon fiber around the handle here. I've got these 2 metal little, well, gold sort of rivet things. I just found those in a drawer, to be honest. Stuck them in there, got a 1/4 screw. I don't know what they came out of. Maybe some old tripod or phone mount or something. But put them in there because they just look a bit, it just makes it look nicer. I just like things that look a bit different. And then I've got my, you know, the, what's those, that expensive company, PD Air or something like that, that do those straps that you can clip in? Well, I just bought the cheap China ones off of eBay. Been on there for a few months now. Yep, these work absolutely fine. And that's about it for mods for this cage. And I'm going to show you what you have to do to make this fit your EOS-M. So EOS-M, you can see we've got the tripod mount screw at the bottom. Let me just get that in focus, right? Now, on the M100 cage, it doesn't actually fit. So when you try to put it on, you've got 2 problems. Firstly, your hole is in the wrong position. And then the lug mount on the side doesn't fit into the side here. This blocks it. So what I had to do is I had to get a Dremel, and I literally had to line up where the hole is on the bottom of the EOS-M, and then I had to drill out this whole corner here. I had to drill out one corner, not the whole thing. I don't want to make the hole bigger. I had to drill out the whole corner, yeah? And then I had to line up where the lug was, if you can see that silver bit shining through, and then drill down into that as well, so I could make space for the lug, okay? And then once I just made those 2 little adjustments there, that was it. There was no other problems. It fitted absolutely amazing. Last thing I have to show you is the screw. Now the screw which I've got to put in my EOS-M at the bottom of this cage is a smaller one. The other one that it actually came with was so much bigger, a lot bigger than what this was. And then because of the way the hole was, it didn't fit. So there's another guy on the Facebook group, he actually just drilled out a massive hole so he could fit it in. I didn't want to make the hole too big, so I just found another screw. And this came from some small rig cage or mount or something that I had. The small rig ones tend to be smaller. So yeah, that worked out a lot better for me. Right, so let's get this EOS-M inside the cage now. So as I said, the lug, which is here, if you can see that, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see the lug now. That has to go in the side where I made the hole, yeah, that small indentation. So now that fits in perfectly. And now if you look at the bottom of the EOS-M, you can see the hole lines up perfectly as well. So now I can just drop my screw in. So I'll be there in a sec. Anytime this year. Tighten that up proper tight. And now you can see how it's fit inside this case. Get that back through. Gosh, what am I doing? Lucky that's rubber. And now you can see how it fits inside the case. Can you see that fit? There's hardly a gap anywhere. Absolutely perfect. And as you can see now, this is covering up the piece which I left off of the C of the Canon. So it's just pure black. Look at the top angle. Look at that fitting, that lineup is just absolutely superb. Have a look from the back end. Mad fit, crazy fit. Everything is just fitting so great. And if we look from the bottom as well, you can see it fits. Battery drawer opens up, no problem. This M100 cage is amazing, but you do have to do a slight mod to get it to work. But other than that slight mod, it's absolutely amazing. Right, let's put that to the side a second because I want to show you my handle. Now this handle, you've probably seen it in a couple of other videos as well because I've used this handle on my M50 cage build. But I'll be honest with you, I don't actually use the handle on my M50. This handle was a Camvate handle and it was all brown wood. But I didn't like the brown wood. I like my stuff all black and red to match. So what I did was I just bought some cheap spray from the pound store, sprayed it black, got some lacquer, coated it with lacquer, and it's been like this now for about 8 months or so, hasn't come off. The screws inside, I sprayed them with a red, like a candy sort of red, and then lacquered those as well, absolutely amazing. The Mabato, what did that come from? Oh yeah, that came from a grip, like a handle grip, which Zeke recommended actually, and just stuck it on the side just to give it a little more, you know, pizzazz. And on the front of the handle, I've just stuck a bit of carbon fibre over there as well, so it matches the other side of my cage. And at the top here, this actually came off of a cage which I had long time, one of my early EOS-M cages, and which I'm not using no more because it was quite big. So I actually just got my Dremel again, drilled out a space inside the wood, and then just found a couple of screws, took this cold shoe off of the mount, off of the cage, sorry, and then screwed it in. And then I gave myself an extra cold shoe. So what I like to do is not to throw things away, even if I'm not going to use them anymore. And you know, they're from China, they're quite cheap, so you might not be able to sell them, you know, quick, or people might not want it. You might as well just repurpose it and use it because, you know, you get a lot more out your money that way. Right, so let's screw this down now. So I've got my screwdriver. Let's put this on, and I like to go 2 up. And now you might have seen me in the M50, on the M50 cage build video that I use a coin to do this. But because this one literally goes on, stays on, never comes off, I'm going to do this today with a screwdriver. Let's get this on there nice and tight. I like it overly tight. I think I'm going to need a coin now to do that because this screwdriver is a bit thin. Actually, that should do. For the purpose of the video, that should do. So there you go. There's my M in this cage now. Spin that around as well. Yeah, looking nice. And now you've got like a good solid grip now, both sides. Yeah, and everything just looks really nice. Now come on, when you look at it, look how minimalistic that looks, how clean it looks. It's a very clean build. And yeah, that's mainly the cage and the handle. I'll show you the strap that came with with these clips here. It's a proper woven strap. It's absolutely amazing quality. So those would just clip in. And now we've got our neck strap. So you've got a nice, clean looking build here so far. Absolutely amazing. One of my favourite builds. Just put those to the side a sec. Lenses and speed booster. I've got my Canon FD 50mm here. I've got the same setup in a 28mm as well. And I'll tell you the little mods I've done for this one. So first of all, we've got a tilter focus ring here, which cost me about £2.50. And I got this from, where did I get it from? CVP or someone. I'll put the link up anyway. But the mad thing about it is I ordered 2 of them, and then the postage was even more than the rings, which is crazy. But anyway, I ordered 2 of them, and they fit absolutely amazing. And on top of that, I've got here a 55 to 77 step up ring. And the reason why I've got a 77 is because most of my filters and all that stuff which I've bought are all 77. I'm moving up to 77s now, so that's what I bought. And then you might have noticed this if you saw my community picture. This is just a cheap £5 wide angle lens hood, metal as well. And that red strip I put around it, which was just a bit of car tape, a car trim tape. I use that on a lot of stuff actually, just to give things again a bit more pizzazz. Now if I just screw that on there, and that's how the lens looks. And then my cheap speed booster. So this is I know, how much did I pay for this one? £50 I think it was for this speed booster. Cheap one, but it reminds me of the Roxxon. So I'm gonna say that this is probably a Roxxon speed booster on but it's a China non-brand. But I believe this is a Roxxon. So let's get this on there now. If I can get this on. Lock that, and then we'll get this on. You know what, I hate this breech lock, you know that. I wish I didn't buy the breech lock version. I wish I would have bought a different version. Yeah, I wish I would have bought a different version, not this breech lock one, but you know, I've got them now. This is like the cheapest 50mm FD which you can get, the 1.8, the normal one. But I really love this lens though, apart from the breech lock. So let me just close that up, open it, and there is your cinema rig build. Top. So guys, there you go. What do you think? Yeah, man. So yeah, guys, that is the rig, and I absolutely love this rig so much. So yeah, I'm hoping that you guys like it too. The whole rig must have cost me. Let's just quickly go through that. So the cage is £23. The ring here is £5. The focus gear ring was £2.50. This handle was just under £20, about £17 I think. And then after that, you're going to just need a few bits of vinyl and stuff like that. So I mean, to build a rig like this, you're looking pennies, man. It is like literally pennies. But the reason why I wanted to step it up is because, so I've actually joined a company called Fab Media. Now, these guys, quite young guys, only 22, and they've been going for a few years, but they made a couple of short movies and absolutely got some amazing views. Like 1.7 million views or something between 2 videos, absolutely crazy. But they stopped making videos, didn't have, you know, the gear, the funding, all that kind of stuff. So I've actually had a few meetings with them, and now I'm on board as going in as a DP and, you know, helping them out with all set design, all that kind of stuff. So we'll be producing a few videos coming up in the next Monday. Actually, we start tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So it's an exciting time now for me and my son, because we're both going in there to work with them on videos. And I had to get the EOS-M looking up to scratch. You know, I don't want it to be put next to the Blackmagic and people looking at it thinking, what's this little crappy camera? Because I plan to use that a lot in these productions. Thinking about it though, the price that cost, you know, less than what, I think that's less than what, 40, 45, less than 50 quid for that whole setup. And you gotta admit, it does look like a pro setup. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. And yeah, just really over the moon about that. Also, Last thing I want to say actually before I leave this video. I got a message on the Facebook group about the apps, the Camvate app and a few of the other apps that are no longer working on Android 10. And this is all to do with that card adapter which I've been showing you how to turn your mobile phone into a monitor. So guys, you guys that are running Android 10, be careful because there's no guarantee that you'll be able to use your phone as a monitor. Apparently Google's APIs or whatever are not playing well and they don't output the signal. Something that Google needs to fix, but just have that in mind, you know, if you're wanting to turn your mobile phone or tablet into a large monitor. Guys, thanks for watching. Take care and I'll see you on the next one. Later.